beautiful dancer, and welcome for another A Cup of Tea, which is our conversation about soulful and creative fusion belly dance. I'm Lamia Barbara, your host, and I'm so excited to have you on board for this conversation with the amazing Elizabeth Medina. Elizabeth is a dancer from Spain, which is specialized in Indian Fusion Dance and has created her own style, IndOriental, which is blending elements from Oriental dances and Indian classical dance. She is also a Kalbelia enthusiast and an Odissi lover. And during this interview, Elizabeth will share with us her journey into dance, how she created her specific dance style, and how music is such an important tool, especially in her creative process. She will also share with us why community and engagement are so important in her life. Thank you so much for being here and enjoy this beautiful conversation. And again, I don't have my cup of tea because it's...
I brought mine. Wait, it's water, but
what is written?
You want me to say?
No,
I was thinking maybe it's not appropriate, but I think it's so much me as well, because people maybe think of me like,
Okay, just show, yes.
Okay.
All right, we don't have to say that, but...
No, I love the girls who are doing this. It's in support of their job also, and yeah, whatever.
All right, so I'm gonna cheer with my imaginary cup. And thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being here. We've been scheduling this session and this interview for I don't know how many months, but finally the gods and goddesses made us come together here. And I'm super excited to ask you all the questions and know more about you.
Amore, thank you for hosting me. I've been following you since forever. Like since I started my dance journey, you've been always such a big inspiration for me. And lately I have the honor to really share with you, right? We've been doing things together. And I'm super happy how you're pushing also through the community, yourself, and inspiring always everyone to keep going with different things. So thank you for hosting me and making me be part of this your journey as well.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this conversation because we met and we had the chance to share some work and dance together, a little traveling, but we never had the chance to just sit and talk about, how do we start it? It's not something we do. So it's pretty exciting for me to ask you these questions and know more about your process because I'm, again, as me as well, a huge fan of your work and how you are developing it in these years. And you are like refining your message and refining your aesthetics more and more. So really good job. I'm very happy.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's very important for me. Thank you. Thank you for your words. Thank you.
All right. So the first question is always starting from the start. And I'm so curious. I was telling you now before we started the recording is like my kink, but it's not actually. It's just a huge curiosity I have about dancers I admire. How did you start your dance journey? How dance happened in your life, and specifically this kind of dance?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I think it's a common answer. Sorry. I think I've been dancing since always. I mean, it's my thing. I love it, no? So when your parents see you just developing before even walking, you're just kind of like whoa, going around with your moves. So I think I've always shared myself with dance through dance. But professionally, I would say because I have studied ballet and then I quit because it was very difficult relationship with a teacher. We don't always find the one that it's for us. It doesn't mean that she's not good. It was just not for me. But my cousin, it's a professional dancer. She's been my teacher also in the Conservatory of Dance. Yeah, she's been in a professional Spanish kind of like company. So she's been also turning, and she's like my big sister. So I've been always kind of following her, no, around. Finally, she turned on being my teacher. She's still my contemporary teacher right now. So I guess these two things together, like she as my big inspiration and dance itself, just thrown me on the motion world. And around 70 years old, we have something here in Spain that it's very curious. It's, I think sometimes I share it on my stories. You know, we are celebrating while Muslim people was living here, specific in my area. So we have this fight, which I hate, between, you know, Christians and Muslims and whatever. So in my town, after fighting, they decided to live together, which I love. And we have a big party that celebrates that, no? Like the moment in which there was a fight and then they live together. It is called Moros y Cristianos, which is Muslim and Christians, more or less. So there they have, you know, this big street celebration with, you know, people fighting, like kind of like um, honoring that moment. So we have ballets, what we call ballets, which is 15 women dancing around on the street. Could be kind of like Arabic motion or more like fighters or most. It's very holistic, little weird could be, but also very, very nice. So I started there. This is how I really started. And then through that, I moved to Afro-Cuban dance, which is also very, I would say, religion one as Odissi or Bharatanatyam, right? We also dance the goddesses and gods. We have moves from the goddesses of gods. We dance a specific god depending on the sound of the drum. I mean, it's kind of like, and the goddesses are called Orishas, which is where Odissi comes from.
Oh my God, it's
Right?
like, wow.
Right? So I was explaining, yeah, the other day, a friend of mine as well. Like when I started dancing this one, I was like super in love because it had a meaning as well. You are also representing someone else. It's not yourself showing yourself, which I really love from Indian classical dances. It's like, it's not only the dancer, it's what it comes through the dance, and you're showing something bigger. And I was like, whoa, what is this? They also have like a pranam, you know, like a well, it's so similar. So I've been dancing that for so many years. And then belly dance, la la la, and then India. And when I found Odissi, it really reminded me my starting point. And I was like shocked. And then I don't know, it just had a piece of my heart, and I had to keep going and keep going and keep going. And until now, like trapped in that world. I don't know
No,
if I
that's
answered good.
not.
I'm so sorry because I am like this. I love dancing, and it's true that my career has been through India, but I still dance some Afro-Cuban and Brazilian, and I do contemporary. You know, I kind of like I love dancing, so I just move around as much as I can.
Well, don't be sorry. Actually, we are grateful that you have all of that and that you bring all of that in your dance because I believe, I was talking with Oriental dancer, actually a Raksharki dancer, and Sara Papalardo, which is one of my biggest friends here in this podcast, let's say in these interviews. And she told me, when I think about dance, for me, dance with a capital D is any kind of dance. You don't have to, you have different stylizations depending on the culture, but then it's just dance. So when you love
Exactly.
moving your body, you love the beauty of the music. And I think one of your biggest thing is that you love cultural dances, that are connected, really where everything is connected. And that's the beauty of this kind of dances that have this connection with the past, with their ancestors and the music and the culture and the mythology is such a beautiful world to thrive into and to take inspiration and just bring into movement. So I'm happy that you have all of that from different perspectives that opens you so much.
Thank you, Lamia, because sometimes it's also a little bit of a mess, you know, but I imagine I'm also becoming like Yeah, amazing. And I'm happy for that. I'm alive. And now my body, I think it's just, I feel it so much ready to react sometimes that I'm very happy for. Like, I start to feel the embodiment of dance now. Hello,
Mm.
I mean, it's long journeys, and I hope it's going to be even longer, right? And it makes sense for me totally. Like I love music. I also love live music, and for me, it's also like the drum. It's around me all the time in my journey, and it just happened. And I'm very grateful that living in a small town, like no references for all of these worlds. Finally, they have come together somehow, and I'm just grateful for that totally, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you developed your own way to bring some of these together in what we call Indian fusion, or maybe you want to talk also about your specific signature style, which is IndOriental, right? And how did this happen, and what are the features, like what are the main elements of this in your
Mm,
specific take, of course?
yeah, I would say me. Huh? Just me. Well, I have a name in Oriental because I at the beginning it was very clear for me what I was doing. I mean, I studied Oriental dance with a great master here as well for so many years, like very traditional as well. She was also, I don't know, teaching us how to step on the music, just how to step on the music at the beginning, no? Like a doom is this, attack is that, which we love so much. I also know you. And then I started to do Indian. So I wanted to, I don't know, I love names and I guess it just happened, but it's for sure it's Indian fusion. I just say Indo-Oriental because it really had a meaning for me at the moment. And now I guess it's just going with the flow. Because if I had to put a name now, would have also some contemporary or, I mean,
Mm.
little bit extra little names. But I think it's um, it's as well a sign of what I am becoming, I guess, or how my body, as I said before, it's embodying the dances that I dance. So I guess India has a big amount of Indian aesthetics, Indian philosophy, the way I understand motion through Indian classical and folklorical dances, the meaning behind the movements, right? How you can express just with the gaze or how to contain the smile or your face. I love it so much. And I've learned so much from just being on the street in India. It's really good, like how they behave. It's so much to learn. And I know I have a lot of now contemporary influences as well. Not going around on the floor, right? But my body, it's more kind of like rare now in the movements and maybe a little bit less of Oriental, actually. But as it's moving and keep going, who knows? But yeah, for now I would say that. Yeah, I like to call Indian modern dances are like the roots or the main inspiring big ball in the head, and then from there goes the fluidity through the body with Oriental belly dance, and then contemporary little details.
Yes. Because also we have to say maybe to, I don't know if there's someone that doesn't know your work. You've been going back and forth to India for like the last 20 years or something.
Also crazy. Like yeah, 13 years I'm doing. I think this is the 14 already. Like
Yeah.
spending, like this year I was traveling with Lely because lately Lely and I we are traveling together so much. And I was sitting down on a car going towards the train station, and I was taking like I was counting actually the months in India during these last years, and almost 3 years spent in India in total, right? Through the months. I mean, never in a row, but 3 months here, 4 months here, 1 month here, 1 month and a half. Yeah, I've been going forward and back for like 13 years now. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you had a beautiful, of course, I binge watch your stories when you're there. and you have this beautiful connection with the Kalbelia culture and the Kalbelia dance. So I know I've seen that you are really like in the field. It's like your research is not in the books, is really there.
My God, Lamia, I am like lately, these last years, I really feel super lucky, like even my skin, like, yeah, because being in Rajasthan, you're just you're just there, right? But it's true that it takes long time to find a good teacher. Same thing, not because they are bad, because you have to really feel the connection with, right? You can always learn from everybody, but doesn't really mean that the exchange would be like complete for you. And these last 3 years, I've been with the same teacher. I kind of like switched the teacher. It just happened, and I don't know, like something opened again. India is like this. It's a big presence sometimes, a little bit of pressure as well, but if you go with the flow at the end, it has big presence always. And Kalbelia for me lately, it's been one of those like going there, spending time, connecting, talking about things. She has a very nice English. It's also very open to speak about out loud about culture. And yeah, if I'm there, they always invite me to, I don't know, very specific things only for the family. Like, I don't know, I just feel super lucky. And Calvelia makes me feel so good. Like dancing Calvelia for me, it's like, yes, just joy. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've been touched by grace in that sense. Like someone sent it to me, and I'm super happy to could be just sitting there with a fire and I don't know, talking about I don't know how many BDs they smoke while they are dancing, whatever. No, also very nice and big conversations for real. And we call each other like suddenly like, how are you? How are the children? Yeah. It's a
Wow.
beautiful community. My experience at least, me talking also about art, they have a lot of things to say. They can share their vision, their way of life, culture. I don't know. It's such a, again, vast like approach to culture in India with Kalbelia, gypsy
Wow.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, gypsy.
Gypsy. Again. Yeah.
Words are words, are
Totally.
usually most of the times are like tags we put on people, but it's just to acknowledge this specific culture and their nomadic lifestyle, right?
Exactly. Also, because like it's, I mean, not fair, but finally people can understand a little bit better in which field they are kind of in. But it's true that it's totally,
Yeah, with big.
yeah, yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, yeah, big conversations as well. Yeah, yeah.
Another conversation, another tea time. All right. And tell me a little bit about your creative process because you mentioned that you have so many different sources of inspiration. Your dance styles you love, but also a lot of contemporary now, and your embodiment that it's now flourishing in your body. So, when you want to create a choreography or a solo, are you more a choreographer or an improviser on stage? How do you creatively work and what are your main sources of inspiration?
So I want to say this. I've been always I am an insecure person, even if I maybe don't look like, in the sense of showing, because when you are on stage, right, you're showing yourself almost naked. That's how I feel actually, right? It's a very vulnerable part of yourself. And we are very used to see each other's like a, I don't know, full embodying goddesses, whatever, on stage, but it doesn't feel like this always. Actually, very few moments I don't
Mm.
know about you are like, wow, oh my God, it was just like, yeah, again, something bigger than me. But I've been always very insecure, so I had to choreograph, like, yeah, always choreographing, which is not easy. I I think I'm a good follower. I'm a very good follower. I love when people choreograph, I think I'm very good on that, but not the best doing choreographies. Also for myself alone. I love maybe with people, I like it, right? But we work always alone, which is very boring.
Yeah.
I mean, possibilities are less, right? At the end. So it's been hard for me to choreograph, but I had to because I was very insecure. And lately I start to improvise a little bit better, or more, yes,
Ah.
because I have introduced breathing part, which seems to be stupid because we breathe all the time, otherwise you're
It's
gone,
not. It's not at all.
right? So since I'm doing this conscious breathing work and kind of like introducing on my dance, I have some parts that I improvise, hello, which it was there, but never meant to be before. But choreography girl, little bit of improvisation maybe now, but most of the time doing choreography. Getting better on impro, I guess, and trying myself as well on that if I feel comfy. But I would suggest for myself and for the rest of us always try to feel as comfortable as possible because stage it's also a little bit uncomfortable itself. So at least get there with the most confidence, no, that you could have.
Yes, definitely. I totally 100% agree with you.
Right? It's like
Yeah, when you're on stage and all the lights are on you and you're like, boom, super naked in front of people, it's better to have that confidence. If that confidence means to have a structure, then structure
perfect.
is the best. You know, if confidence for you means not having a structure, don't have it, right?
Incredible. I would be like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Totally, totally.
And if you have that space within you where you want to experiment, but still in confidence, go for it. If you don't feel like, don't do it. It's just not the best place,
Not
right?
the best place, totally. Not the best place, totally. Yeah.
And in your choreographies and in your creations, creative process, maybe also I would love to ask you about your research in jewelry. How where do you find inspiration? I know maybe it's not like that, but I want to add this little cue. Maybe also jewelry is such a big part in your journey or not. Just tell me a bit more about that.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, we love jewelry, right? We do. It's totally part of our, I think, yeah, expression, right? At the end. Um, so I guess India again, it has everything. Like everything is there. You just arrive to your class and your teacher has these incredible bracelets with our husband arrives with a big gold, amazing earring. And so yeah, sometimes just to you imagine a choreography through how you're born in your body, like, or the sari, meters of fabric wrapped in such a way that folds the body and gives an image. So I definitely use jewelry as a way to make the story complete, let's say, even if sometimes it's a lot. And also, I have tried the part of a little bit less of jewelry because wearing jewelry, I mean, also suggesting you should try with jewelry because it has a weight, right? It gives you, I don't know, maybe movements change also because you look different on the mirror. You have to try. So jewelry, it's a big part of myself. I also have the shop in my um, website, Nineveh Tribe Treasures, because I love to find a specific old jewelry that I use. And I also would say music. Like in the research of choreography, if I have to choreograph, for me it's very important. Like I really admire people also that it's able to create something and then place it on music, which I have tried many times, but doesn't really work for me. It's very hard. I need to find the music. Like if I have the music, I just sit down and I write the choreography, even not dancing. No, like the structure is super clear. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me. So yeah, I would say music, choreography, and during the choreography comes the process of the dressing and jewelry and on kind of like the same time. What it makes sense, what I'm telling, no, what's the meaning. So with that, I could like do and then I stand up and dance, hopefully.
At some point.
At some much brain at the end as well. I like to put music on and improvise at home. I do it a lot and I love it. But to do something, for me, there is a lot of sitting down work. I don't know
Mm.
about you, Lamia. I think so.
Well, we all are so different, right? But I'm so music driven as you are. And I was actually thinking while you were talking about this, that the more I interview dancers from our community, the more I see we're all so musically driven. And I think this is coming a lot from the cultural dances that we dance and study. Because as you said, those traditional teachers, even in Oriental dances, that they're like, this is Doom, this is tech, and this is how you structure. And in Odissi and Bharatanatyam, it's so connected. So I think we have that informs our fusion dances also in modern contemporary ways. But if we were coming from that other side, from contemporary dance, it would have been very different, our creative process as well, because
Totally.
usually it's just the opposite. They throw movement and then they put some music like random, or they put
Totally.
such a different way. Me, I actually don't sit and do a lot of work. I structure the music. That's what I do. I like cut the music in pieces in my head. I do like a music mapping, but then I play the music and try it on so many times until I find a refined movement that I
Mm,
like. So
you
see
see,
how everyone is so different as well.
you see, totally, totally. Maybe it's brain, yeah. Brain is so heavy sometimes. Body has to. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Like yeah, it's just a lot of brain.
But I don't think it's, I mean, the differences are precious. Because then when we connect together, we have so many different approaches. And even
Totally,
watching you dance, I can see your way of how creativity flows in you, and they see me. And,
totally.
that's how the beauty actually
Yeah,
happens when we are different.
yay. Totally agree. See, see. And they give us the opportunity to work together, and we have super cute things done.
Yes, and I was actually surprised to know that you are not feeling you're not a good choreographer, because when we were dancing and when we were creating the choreography together for Roma Tribal meeting, and you were giving so many beautiful ideas about movements of people, and I was like, wow, that wouldn't come to my mind. Elizabeth's so good at this.
But because we are 20, I promise, like, I don't know, we have skills, right? Different skills again. So I know I have this skill. Like, I'm a super good follower. Like, if you give me a choreography, I'm good. That's it. That's maybe repertoire. That's why also I love it, no? And I like to work with people, but myself, I think it's also the insecure part.
Mm.
It's yourself just there again. Okay, what I'm gonna wear now? A crown. Otherwise, I mean, what can I play with? Right?
Mm.
It's just this. I love to collaborate, also duets. I mean, I feel, I don't know, I think it's for me, it's more interesting. I'm super happy. I'm just traveling and I mean, I'm alone dancing, but if you give me opportunity to choose, I would always choose togetherness. I love it. Yeah.
And you're again so good at that. So,
More.
all right, my dear. The last question is usually the $1 million or
Mm.
euros or question, and it's if you would have a vision for the present or future of our community, if you would have any advice or ideas or suggestion for the teachers and the dancers, what would that be?
I would always, I mean, something that works for me, it's together is better in general, as I was saying now, because I think life is guiding us also through unique uniqueness. We are all unique, but like different points of view, which makes us being separate, and then I've been lots of questions that are important to ask and maybe answer or try to answer through the years that becomes a fight. And yeah, in general, I'm not talking about the community only, but also sometimes no on the community. And I would say together is always better, because it's important to understand each other, to hear, to connect with the other realities, which also makes to travel. Not traveling give us this opportunity to see different realities, communities, lives, and less of judging and more of trying to understand or absorbing. And so at the end, what I feel it's like we have such a beautiful connection with each other, even if we don't know in person, right? Like thanks to social media, which is a good thing. Try to keep that alive, because when you meet in person, usually it works even better at the end. So for me, the sense of this huge umbrella that we have in our dance, it's been always the community feeling, right? Always. Like I've been dancing so many dances, and where in a unique way, I felt the community was here. And I think it's very precious, and we have to keep it up and support each other's work and beauty.
Wow, so precious this information you are really embodying also in your way of dancing, as you said that you love to work with people. And I think this is so precious even nowadays, even more. I was just talking with another beautiful dancers of our community, which is Kira Lebedeva,
Mm.
and she was talking about the power of community, how important it is, especially in challenging times. And I think in different shades we are living so many challenges nowadays. And I was just reading a few days ago that one of the biggest sickness of this era is solitude, like loneliness.
Of
It's
course.
like it's like an epidemic of loneliness everywhere. So
Like, Lami, I just want to say something very brief
yeah,
and keep
yeah,
going,
sure,
because it
go.
happened to me now. Like I was doing a Reiki course, and at some point you have to write something like, "What are you afraid of?" Right? And everyone, not even one. We were 8, wrote down to be alone.
Oh my God.
So if that's the feeling we have, all of us, we never, I mean, don't make it happen. No, let's be awake and have this, yeah, like let's try to say hi. I mean, hello, touch, whatever. So yeah, totally agree. I think it's very sad that we are so many now and everyone feels kind of lonely. Yeah.
Yeah, this gives me goosebumps actually, because I think after the pandemic, we had so many festivals and opportunity to actually connect body to body, face to face, that were not available anymore, of course. And talking just about the community, it's now rising again. I see all these opportunities coming up. So it's very beautiful what you said. Together is better. Just let's bring, not only through the phone, but let's bring us together again and
Yeah,
share human warmth, so that all that happens in the phone or through our laptops is just a support for
exactly.
that, you know? Because otherwise, yes, we're so connected, but at the same time, we feel so lonely again. And that's,
Everyone. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I think it's coming. Yeah, it's coming back. See, it feels. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
thanks to you. I'm super happy to be talking for hours just because I'm Spanish. No, no, sorry. It's because it's me, not Spanish.
Well, Italian plus Spanish, it's
I
like
know,
five
I know.
hours in a row.
Madam, I know.
Thank you again. It was a lovely conversation, and it was also an opportunity to get to know you better and your work and your vision, how your creative mind works. So, thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks to you. Yeah, to give us this space. I think it's really important, Lamia. Thank you for you see to be just walking through and everyone is like following, you know. I think it's very, very, very important. So thank you so much.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked this video and would love to see more, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, because every week I share more inspirations and tutorials for your dance journey. I'll see you next week. Thank you again.